Welcome back to Crux Stationalis, where we continue our Lenten pilgrimage through Rome's station churches. Today, on the Monday of the fourth week of Lent, we arrive at the ancient Basilica of Santi Quattro Coronati. This venerable site stands as a testament to unwavering faith amidst persecution and offers profound insights into our Lenten journey. Let's explore. Perched atop the Caelian Hill, right sort of nestled behind the Colosseum, Santi Quattro Coronati, meaning the four holy crowned ones, is steeped in early Christian history. The church honors two groups of martyrs from the Roman persecutions. The first group comprises four soldiers: Severus, Severianus, Corpoforus, and Victorinus, who, according to tradition, were executed under Emperor Diocletian for refusing to sacrifice to pagan gods. The second group includes five stonemasons: Claudius, Nicostratus, Sempronian, Castorius, and Simplicius, who were martyred for declining to carve, remember they were stonemasons, declining to carve a statue of Asclepius, the pagan god of medicine, for pagan worship. The church's name reflects the initial anonymity of these martyrs, as their names were revealed through divine revelation years after their deaths. The accounts of these martyrs are preserved in the Golden Legend, a medieval collection of hagiographies, stories of saints. According to this text, the four soldier saints were beaten to death with leaded whips by order of Diocletian for their steadfast refusal to participate in idolatry. We think of these stories as things so far, distant in our practice and memories. And what are we idolizing in our life, in our own relationships with other people, in our jobs, in our families, in our money, in our house, car, all these things, worldly things? What are we idolizing? These stories aren't so disconnected. Sure, it was set in a Roman context with an emperor, with pagan gods being actively worshipped, but what's happening around us with consumerism, look at the things that happen in, the worst of the worst things, of desecration of the Eucharist, of all these things, where do our lives, which don't stand in union with Christ, in communion with Him, where can we find these idolatries that we have ourselves? And then what are we going to do about it? How are we going to rid that from our lives? But the story of these saints exemplifies the early Christians' resolve to uphold their faith despite facing brutal persecution. And in addition, the Golden Legend tells us of the five stonemason martyrs who were renowned for their skill and integrity. When commanded by Diocletian to carve a statue of the god Asclepius, they refuse, adhering to their Christian convictions against idolatry. Their defiance led to their execution, highlighting the profound sacrifices made by early Christians to remain true to their beliefs, to not bend to the world. As we approach, from the street Santi Quattro Coronati, one is immediately struck by its fortress-like appearance, sitting inside this top of a hill with massive walls. It's a reflection of its tumultuous history. The complex features two courtyards leading to the basilica, emphasizing its medieval character. One courtyard, the middle courtyard, the second courtyard you come into from the streets, used to be part of the church complex, but then that was shortened. The nave was shortened down the centuries. Inside, the church maintains a simple yet profound atmosphere, inviting pilgrims into contemplation, simply also because we find cloistered nuns there. There's the cloister, there's the chapel of St. Sylvester with remarkable frescoes, and they really offer glimpses into the artistic heritage of the Middle Ages. When you're surrounded by Baroque all throughout Rome, sometimes it's nice to have a respite from that. The Augustinian nuns that I mentioned have been there since the 16th century. The Basilica has been entrusted to their care. And these contemplative sisters lead a life dedicated to prayer and community, a life of prayer that also we can join into with their daily schedule, which they pray some of the hours in the Basilica itself. Their presence adds a living dimension to the Basilica, which would have been much more popular throughout the city when you would have had more divine office sung and participated in just the daily life of Rome. And so it's nice to have a place, we meet them also at the station liturgy, singing the liturgy. As we gather at this church during Lent, and we encounter it on this pilgrimage, the stories of the martyrs commemorated in Santi Quattro Coronati resonate deeply with us, or they should. Their steadfastness in the face of death challenges us also to examine our own commitments. Are we prepared to stand firm in our beliefs? Not in 5 years, not in a week, tomorrow, today, at this present moment. Even when we are confronted with adversity, the courage of these saints serves as a beacon, guiding us toward a more profound and authentic faith. Santi Quattro Coronati stands as a monument to the enduring power of faith and the sacrifices made by early Christians. As we continue our Lenten pilgrimage, let us draw inspiration from these martyrs, embracing their spirit of unwavering devotion. And may their example fortify us in our journey toward Easter, renewing our commitment to live out our faith with courage and conviction. And just to explore the Basilica even further, check down in the description of the podcast where you can find the video tour of the Basilica. There's a lot I wasn't able to say, and I want you to explore it even further. Thanks for joining us today, and I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.